Welcome to another fast and fun video. It's Rich here, and in this week's video we're taking a look at this Audi RS7. But like a video that I did a couple of months ago, I'll put a link up here to the Audi RS6, the modified version I did, the V10 engine. This one is the later version. This RS7 with the 4-litre twin-turbo V8 modified to produce a staggering 750 brake horsepower. Is this car too fast for UK roads? Let's find out. Welcome to another fast and fun video. So this RS7, obviously based on the standard Audi A7 platform, it is the quirky model range, I think, from Audi, the A7. Sportsback, the slopey hatch, 4-door car, not really sure. But as soon as I got hold of this RS7, as soon as I saw it up close, my God, what a flipping car. Set off in this lovely grey colour, metallic colour, with the massive 21-inch alloys. And this one, 750 brake horsepower. And this is not some heavily modified car. It's a simple engine and gearbox remap. It's got a Miltech exhaust and Akrapovic tips on the exhaust as well. 750 brake horsepower for the UK roads. Is this so over the top? Is this too fast for UK roads? I can't wait to find out. But first of all, let's walk around the car and look at some of the quirky features of this mad, barking RS7. When you look at the front of the car, you can see this. It's not standard actually, this low splitter there, really giving it such an aggressive look. The open vent there for the air into the engine. Incidentally, the engine itself, the bonnet, under the bonnet, there's no insulation at all. That's to prevent excessive heat build-up under the engine with this twin-turbo V8. Riding on these huge 21-inch alloys with the RS 6-pot calipers. Disc brakes apparently are good for the life of the car. And these are, well, 63,000 miles old and have got very little lipping on the discs at all. And they're running on Pilot Michelin Sport 4S's. And the tyres are 275/30s at the front. If you look down the side profile of the car, you've got those windows that taper away to the rear, tinted. And incidentally, the RS7's a 4-seater, not a 5-seater. There's no middle seat belt in the rear, but it is a true luxury 4-seater Gran Turismo or Gran Tourer GT car. Just the rear tyres coming out at 275/30s. They're going to be expensive. And the back of the car, this has got a Miltech exhaust on, but it's got the Akrapovic and tips on the end of the exhaust. Can't wait to hear what that sounds like. And the back of the car, it's an unusual shape, the RS7. There's not many actually in the UK, less than 300 apparently. But I think this grey really sets it off nicely. And these alloys are not standard either. Apparently these are RS6 alloys, but it's yeah. Let's have a look inside the car. Very few cars compete in this category really for true four-seater high performance cars. First of all, that steering wheel looks absolutely fabulous. And then the dash, just to remind you, you're in something special with the RS7 dash. The rev counter on the left hand side, speedo on the right. This has got head-up display as well. And then standard expected Germanic interior of a top-end exec car. And these wonderful looking RS7 seats, absolutely amazing looking. They've got this sort of stitched fabric and leather. And to tell you the truth, the way this car, well, staggering that it's a 2014, so it's 8 years old, say with 63,000 miles on, and it just doesn't show anywhere at all. This could well be just a 2-year-old car. Interesting enough, with the RS7, there are frameless doors as well, frameless windows as well. What a car. 4 litre, twin turbo, 750 brake horsepower. I don't want to carry on talking and walking around the car. We need to take this out and see, is this car, should these cars exist? Are they fit for modern day British UK roads? Or are they just too fast, too quick? Let's take it out and see what this mad barking Germanic RS7 is like to drive. So I've got into this RS7, the steering wheel, I've never actually been in a car with a steering wheel like this. It is just, it's perfect for your thumbs, for your hands in this 1/4-3 position. It looks fabulous steering wheel, and I'm just engorged in lots of information as well. That rev counter right up to 7, just over 7,000 before it starts redlining. A speedo that, well, unrestricted, this is probably as close to a 200-mile-an-hour car as I've ever driven. So yeah, excited, adrenaline's pumping. So what is this monster car going to drive like? So let's go out and find some good roads and we'll see how quick this car is. So we're just pootling along here, nice and steady at 40 miles an hour. What I think this car does really, really well is the seats are supremely comfortable. The driving position is bang on, it really is. And it's made all that much nicer by having this steering wheel that just, as I say, it's just a really, you can't do anything other than drive it at the 1/4-3 position. And the noise, we've just come onto this B road, we're just going through a village at the moment, and to see what it's like when we open it up, but just tickling along here now, just under 30 miles an hour, and it's silent, it's quiet, it's just rumbling along, but as soon as you just feather that accelerator, there's just a burst of V8 noise coming out, bellowing out of that rear exhaust. It's like the engine just wants to go. Head-up display works really nicely actually. Just gives you the speed that you're travelling at and the speed limit as well. That's all that you need, and it works, yeah, really nicely. The revs here, it's just 1500. ticking along. The ride it's comfortable, it's compliant, it's not overly firm. The steering, a little bit of feedback, a little bit of weight to the steering as well. I just can't wait till we get into some more open unrestricted roads and just feel what 750 brake horsepower. Keep going through that in my head. What does that feel like? But the RS7 it's quite a heavy car. Obviously links with the RS6, coming in at about 2 ton. So these are big, heavy cars, but what a car. That burbling V8. I don't know if this has been picked up in the audio, but it just feels like it's just wanting to go every time. So I've just knocked it back one to put it into sport mode now. Just got a little tunnel coming up here. We'll just, play daft here. Drop the speed a little bit because it's still quite restricted. See what this sounds like. Oh dear. It is hard to comprehend the noise and the massive amount of acceleration. Did you hear the popping there out of the back of the exhaust? It really is an absolute animal, this car. Sensible? Not at all. Desirable? Massively. £30 miles an hour. Oh, Christ! It is literally a split second and you're at 60. It just kicks you. The popping and banging in the exhaust. This car is too fast for British roads. It is just, the acceleration, the popping, banging. It's absolutely addictive. I could never own one of these cars because I wouldn't hold a driving licence. To keep this car legal, to keep this car safe on the road, needs huge amounts of self-control that I generally don't think I've got. Absolutely. It's addictive. The way it pops and bangs. Unbelievable acceleration. So we're coming out of a 40 into a national speed limit, just part acceleration. Literally, I'm just feathering the accelerator and just straight up to 60, and it's effortless, absolutely effortless. Little straight here, just open it up slightly, that V8 noise. You're just feathering, and it's probably just getting to the wrong side of the speed limit there, and it feels like I'm going 30, 35. It's just, you can just imagine crossing Europe in a car, fast, in luxury, in comfort, the ultimate Grand Tourer. I don't think you could go worse than other than an RS7, modified RS7, I have to say. Just slow down here as we come into a speed limit, and the brakes, I found them a little bit jarry at first, but now I'm starting to get used to them. Sorry for the popping and banging in the exhaust you can hear, but they're mighty, these 6-pot RS brakes, absolutely mighty. Just feather them, quite nicely modulated as well, now I've got used to them. And it's one of these cars that just wants to flipping go. Steering's quite heavy, probably sort of a typical Audi trait as well. But what is it? I got out of the RS6 2 months ago, and I was on Auto Trader looking at wanting to buy one. I think tonight I'm going to be on Auto Trader looking at RS7s. And this is the car, the A7, that I didn't even like up till a few years ago. The oddball of the family. My God, this RS7 just changes my view on the A7 now. So have I answered the question? Is this modified RS7 too fast for the roads? Yeah, absolutely. It's way over the top. It's way too extreme. Nobody needs this much power on the road. But am I glad it exists? Flipping am I ever. The automotive industry is better for cars like the RS7. And do you know what? As we transition into the EV generation of cars, I just think we're going to look back at this generation. 4 litre, twin turbo, 750 horsepower. These are just going to be absolute modern classics of the future. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, thumbs up, subscribe, stay tuned. Another video next week. Thanks for watching.